Have you ever wondered what it truly takes to conquer all of World of Warcraft? Since achievements were added back in 2008, only a handful of players have managed to complete them all, but I won't be stopping there. Over the next however many years, I'm setting out to do what most players only ever dream of, collecting all achievements, mounts, transmogs, toys, pets, every piece of content Azeroth has to offer on a brand new account. This isn't just playing World of Warcraft, this is mastering it, uncovering hidden secrets, enduring grinds few can finish, and conquering challenges most never attempt. This is the Wolf of Goldshire, completionist of Azeroth. Okay, so last episode we spent 5 days grinding for the captured Firefly pet, which we did end up managing to get. This means that Zangramarsh is now done. The achievements left here are to do with North Ren, so that will come automatically later. The special is a quest in Shadowlands, and the fishing is a rare fish which we'll catch in Terracar Forest rather than here. The next zone is Hellfire Peninsula, but wait, it seems to be already done. There's one more rare transmog we need, but we've already killed him today and didn't get it. The world boss Doomlord Kazak is in this zone, but apparently he has a 3-day respawn time, so that can be done another time. The quest here in this zone is a daily one for the Scryer's reputation, but I'm allied with the Aldors and you can't do both at the same time. Therefore I'll have to farm Scryer reputation on a different character when I eventually make one, because at the moment this is the only character on this account. Up next is Nagrand, which actually has a few things to do, starting off with a reputation in the zone called the Kunai. This reputation isn't too bad to grind because every ogre you kill in Nagrand provides reputation, and they can also drop war beads that you can hand in for even more rep, so let's get to it. Oh, also a side note, it's currently WoW's 21st anniversary, so there's an ongoing buff for 10% increase in reputation gains, so it will only go even faster. After a few hours, including doing battlegrounds, I was able to reach Exalted with the Kunai. This allows me to go around to different vendors and purchase the rest of the transmogs from them, as well as a bunch of different coloured mounts. They're actually quite pretty, but sadly cannot fly, so therefore useless. The only other thing left in Nagrand are the PvP battle tokens you get from killing Horde members, which as you can imagine is actually pretty impossible with how old this expansion is. After a bit of googling, I figured out you can get these tokens from expeditions in Warlords of Draenor, which is a lot easier. So sometime in the near future we're going to do the intro for the Draenor to unlock the garrison and start those expeditions, and when we've had enough tokens, come back here and buy everything. The next zone is Shadowmoon Valley, which is actually done. The only thing we need to do here is collect a treasure chest as a music roll for Garrison Jukebox. However, it seems you can only loot this item if you have the garrison, so now we have another reason to go do the introductory storyline for the Warlords of Draenor. Therefore, I decided to do just that. I picked up the initial quest from Stormwind and got to it. After finishing the introduction, I received the Welcome to Draenor achievement, allowing me to now build my garrison. After a bit more research, I found out that to unlock the jukebox, my garrison needs to be level 3. So we're going to have to do a bit more questing here and collect garrison resources to upgrade it. After about an hour, I unlocked garrison level 2 and received the quest to collect 2,000 garrison resources to get it to level 3. After another hour or so, I was killing rares and managed to reach 2,000. I upgraded my garrison to level 3, which is the highest it can go. I accepted a quest from this goblin who tasked me with finding random objects around Draenor. After collecting all of them, handing in the quest rewarded me with the jukebox I needed. Going back to Shadowmoon Valley, I checked the location for the music disc again, and this time it was here. This means that you definitely need a jukebox unlocked to start collecting the music for it. The last zone is Terracar Forest. Unlike the other zones, this one does have a few things to do. First is the last battle pet, the Flayer Youngling. After finding one and catching it, I was awarded Outland Safari for catching every available battle pet in Outland. The next thing to do is the reputation for the Shatari Skyguard. This is going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as the way to grind this rep is by killing trash mobs around Sketis, which drop shadow dust, allowing me to trade them in for a potion. This potion then allows me to see spirits who drop pages that will then allow me to spawn 5 different rares. These rares drop transmogs we need and provide reputation, hence 2 birds with 1 stone. I can imagine however this is going to take a while, so let's just get on with it. After an hour or 2 I was able to reach Exalted with the Shatari Skyguard, allowing me to purchase 5 new Nether Ray mounts, which do indeed fly. I'll be using one of them for the time being. There are still quite a few transmogs I need from Terok, the main rare in this area, so we'll need to keep farming pages to spawn him in. After 22 kills, I was able to get all the transmogs he drops. I'm happy with that. I don't know if that's good news or not, but at least it's done. The next thing to do might be the longest out of everything I've done so far. It's the magical Crawdad pet. To get this pet, you have to fish up Mr. Pinchy, which has a 0.2% chance of being fished up from any Highland mixed school. However, that's not all. Once you've caught Mr. Pinchy, he will grant you 3 wishes, each one on a 2-day cooldown. The wishes then have an 8% chance of giving you the magical Crawdad pet. Therefore, Even if you manage to catch Mr. Pinchy with the 0.2% chance, you're still not guaranteed to get the pet as you only have 3 chances, and if that fails, you have to try and catch him again and try another 3 wishes. Whilst fishing, I used an item I purchased that made my fishing bobber bigger. After catching 100 fish whilst using it, I was given a discombobulated achievement, which also gives a permanent toy to make your fishing bobber bigger. I also received Toying Around for now having a total of 25 toys. After 107 casts, we were able to fish up Mr. Pinchy, which is pretty good odds, so I'm not complaining here. However, now it's time for the 3 wishes. On the first attempt, I did not get it. The good news is that it seems the 2-day cooldown on the wishes has been reduced to a 4-hour cooldown, so there's no point in trying to catch another one. I might as well wait the 4-hour cooldown and try again. If I don't get it on both attempts, then I have to try and catch another one. The next thing to do whilst we wait for the cooldown are the vendors in the zone. Normally quite easy to do, except one vendor in this zone deals in spirit shards. Now these drop from dungeon bosses within the zone, but only 1 at a time. And to buy everything this guy sells, we're going to need around 200, meaning we're going to have to run dungeons like 50 times, so let's get to it. On the next day, the cooldown had reset, and after making my wish, I was granted with a brand new magical crawdad pet. I got an achievement for getting him, 1 for earning 200 battle pet points, and 1 for collecting 100 unique pets. This awards me with another pet called Nut, obviously a very cute squirrel. This is a big relief as I won't be having to fish another Mr. Pinchy and we can move on. After about 4 hours, we had enough spirit shards to purchase the rest of the transmogs from the vendor. The next thing to do here is grind Arakoa feathers dropped from the mobs in the area. You can trade in 30 of these feathers for a bag of goodies. These bags have a chance to drop different transmogs we need. At this point in time, we need 3 rare ones from the bag, so this could take a while. I've been grinding the feathers for a while now, and we have all the transmogs we need except for 1, so I'm going to move on and either come back later or buy it from the auction house when we have enough gold. The last and final zone is the capital city, Shatrath. The first thing I did was purchase everything here from the vendors, one of them being the actual lady herself, Paris Hilton, who sold her famous gigantic bag, earning me an achievement. The only things left to buy are the guild vendors' heirlooms, but to be able to get them all, your guild needs to be max level. I'm in a random guild I got invited to, which isn't at max level, so we'll have to get it higher or join a different guild later down the line and buy them all. The last thing to do in the city is the Burning Crusader achievement, which is for raising all Outland dungeon reputations to Exalted. But I'm only missing the Keepers of Time reputation as they're located inside the Caverns of Time. This faction can be grinded by doing 2 different dungeons located here, and with WoW's 21st anniversary going on, we get a 20% reputation increase, so it shouldn't take that long. After the first run of the dungeon, I got Outland Dungeon Master and Outland Dungeon Hero for doing every dungeon Outland has to offer in normal and heroic difficulty. I took a break from dungeon running and decided to actually participate in the WoW anniversary event. I got a lot of different holiday achievements. I killed the 3 world bosses with a random group. I flew balloons that were flying around. I disguised myself as my own pet and got the zoomies. I purchased a new transmog set. I purchased a second transmog set. I matched my mount to this lady's mount and I completed a treasure hunt questline. One of the achievements needed me to unlock Shadowlands, so I decided to stop it there and do the rest of them next year, when hopefully I've done most of the expansions. After about 20 dungeon runs, we hit Exalted, awarding us the Burning Crusader. Heading back to Shatrath City, I realised I'm actually ready to move on to a different expansion. Outland as a whole is sitting at 94% done, so there's a bit left to do, but none of which we can do now. These consist of cooking and fishing dailies, the Ogrilar faction which will hit Exalted with tomorrow, different expansions that ask you to come back here, and the guild vendors which are located in all major cities. Before heading off to the next area, there are a few quests I wanted to do. The first thing I wanted to do was the Heritage storyline. I've never actually done it before and I don't know what reward it gives at the end of it, but I had the quest, so why not? The quest involved Vanessa Van Cleef, who we met in the first episode, so that's kind of cool. After finishing the storyline, it unlocked 3 new full transmog sets, which don't even look that bad. The next thing I wanted to do was unlock all the allied races. There are 5 different races to get for the Alliance, all involving a scenario to unlock them. During the Lightforged Draenei scenario, I encountered my first bug in the entire game. The NPC I have to follow got bugged staring at a wall. To fix this, I brought mobs over for him to attack, which slowly made him move over to the next destination point, which fixed the issue. I finished the scenario and was awarded the Lightforged Draenei race, as well as a new mount. All the races come with a mount unlock, but none of them can fly. Next were the Void Elves, as well as their mount. The Dark Iron Dwarves required me to do a dungeon in the Battle for Azeroth expansion, therefore I had to do the introductory storyline. To get there, allow me to travel to Zoldazar where the dungeon is located, and after completing the dungeon I received 4 different achievements, all for killing the last boss. During the Dark Iron Dwarves campaign, I got an achievement for hitting Exalted with my guild. I then finished the campaign and got the mount. It was now Wednesday, so I did my normal weekly raid runs. During the Black Temple, I hit Exalted with the Ashtung Deathsworn, awarding me an achievement along with one for having 20 reputations at Exalted. Halfway through the Hyjal Summit raid, I hit Exalted with the Scale of the Sands, another raid faction. There's one last faction that is done through raids, the Violet Eye, which we also managed to reach this week. Next, I did the Ogrilar faction where I was able to hit Exalted too, a pretty good day if I say so myself. This allows us to purchase everything from the Quartermaster, however they trade in crystals which drop from enemies in the zone. We need literal hundreds, so the easier way to get them is to continue doing the dailies as each daily gives 15 crystals, so we'll have to come back here anyway. Moving on to the next expansion, I wanted to do the Wrath of the Lich King, as it's the next one after the Burning Crusade. It makes sense to do them in order. I've yet to do Classic WoW, but I wanted to do Northrend first for honestly no specific reason. I was thinking Cataclysm is intertwined with Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, so we could do Classic and Cataclysm at the same time afterwards. I went to Dalaran, the capital city for Northrend. I was asked to do a dungeon located in the city where I received a bunch of achievements for finishing it. The Wrath of the Lich King is the first expansion that offers achievements for killing bosses in certain scenarios, and because I'm overleveled, one-shotting the boss basically guarantees every achievement WoW has to offer. I won't be showing every time I get a dungeon achievement because they're very easy to get, but if one does stump me and I do manage to figure it out somehow, I'll explain how. The first zone we'll be doing is the Boreen Tundra. The area itself is a complete mix of ice and grasslands. There isn't one specific main story here, but as the Alliance, our goal is to get a foothold here as a home base to make a plan to defeat the Lich King. Whilst questing, I came across an area where a rare could be. I checked and he wasn't there. I had war mode turned off, so I turned it back on, checked again and he was up. So remember, if you're ever checking for rares, you're more likely to find them if war mode is on. The Burning Crusade's rares have 4 transmog each, meaning you have to kill them multiple times. However, from what I know of Northrend, their rares only have 1 transmog, so once you've killed them once, you can tick them off forever. Obviously, this is a brand new area, so there's plenty of new battle pets to catch. After catching an oily slimeling, I got Mangori for having 125 unique pets, rewarding me with a brilliant Kalari. One of the pets in the zone is called an Unbore Valkyr. After a Google search, it turns out it can spawn in every single zone in Northrend, but only one can be up at once. I managed to find it in Dragonblight and caught it. After catching it, it then spawned right in front of me, so I caught another one. This pet apparently is the second best battle pet after the Anubiseth idol, so I now have the 2 best battle pets in the game. I did a small little quest chain involving the data organisation who protect wildlife, a direct copy of the PETA that exists in the real life. After finishing the last of the quests, I got an achievement for finishing the zone. There wasn't much else to do here. Like Outlands, I think it's best if I finish all the quests for all zones before trying to reach 100%. This is mainly due to things like reputation, archaeology and professions, which can all be done in different zones. The next zone on the list is Skolazar Basin, a beautiful lush jungle that uses wards to keep the scourge away. The main quests involve Hemek Nessingwary, who we met in Outlands. He's a hunter and we go around hunting different animals, the complete opposite of the data organisation who try to protect the wildlife. There's 2 factions here who are similar to the Aldors and the Scries, in the sense that you can only be friends with one of them at a time. You actually have to make a decision by killing the other member of the faction, which is pretty cruel. I decided to go with the Oracles faction as they seemed more in line with the Alliance. There is an achievement to get exalted with both factions, but it can be done on 2 different characters, so we'll deal with that when we actually have another character. I got an achievement for finishing Hemet's storyline in this zone. I then did the dailies with the Oracles now that they're unlocked. Obviously I'm going to have to start doing these every day until exalted. On the topic of reputations, I thought I'd show you my standing with the Burning Crusade. Isn't that just a thing of beauty, every single one being maxed out? Not long after we were able to finish the storyline, this zone appears to actually be done. We just got to hunt down the rares and continue the dailies with the Oracles. Starting a new day, the first thing I did is check for rares. I don't normally add this part in, so you know something good has happened. I killed Voracum Doomspeaker, who didn't drop the last transmog I needed, but after turning on war mode and checking for him again, he dropped the transmog this time. He's actually the last rare in Outlands that had a transmog left, so I'm now officially done with the rares for the Burning Crusade. The next zone in Northrend is Dragonblight. It is a snowfield land littered with dragon skeletons. In the centre of the zone is Wimris Temple, where the leaders of the dragons reside, and it's here where we storm the Wrathgate that will lead us into Icecrown, where the Lich King resides. I've discovered that doing heroic dungeons in Wrath of the Lich King provides reputation for 5 different factions at the same time. So every day I'm going to try and run as many as possible until they're all exalted, which shouldn't take that long. I did the Obsidian Sanctum raid earlier and I wasn't able to loot the boss for some reason. Luckily the loot gets sent to the mail, and after checking it there was a lovely Twilight Drake mount waiting for me. This mount is a 100% drop chance if you keep all 3 mini bosses alive when you do it, so it's not rare but a pretty nice one to get. I also decided to get my cooking to max level, which is rather easy when you can buy all the ingredients on the auction house for a few coppers. With the critter bites I cooked up, I used them on a bunch of penguin critters, which gives you an achievement for getting 10 critters to follow you. It doesn't provide any kind of advantage, but it's funny to watch them run after you. I also got my tailoring to max level as I had enough frostweave cloth to do so. Tailoring actually has 3 mounts that you can craft in Northrend, all different variations of flying carpets. They cost a few ingredients I don't have yet, but as this is a completionist run, I'm sure we'll get them soon enough. I managed to complete the storyline of Dragonblight, which leads us to attacking the Wrathgate, allowing us to watch one of my favourite cutscenes World of Warcraft has to offer. I'll let you sit here and watch it.
Rise up, sons of the Horde! Blood and glory await us! Luntargar! For the Horde!
I was wondering if you'd show up.
I couldn't let the Alliance have all the fun today.
The blood of your father, of your people, demands justice! Come forth, coward, and answer for your crimes!
You speak of justice, of cowardice. I will show you the justice of the grave and the true meaning of fear.
Enough talk! Let it be finished!
You will pay for all the lives you've stolen, traitor!
Boldly stated, but there is nothing you can...
What? Did you think we had forgotten? Did you think we had forgiven? Behold now, the terrible vengeance of the Forsaken!
Sylvanas.
Death to the Scourge! And death to the living!
Isn't over.
Now, all can see. This is the hour of the Forsaken.
We're finished. No escape for any of us.
The next day I did the usual cooking dailies where I was able to get the delicious chocolate cake recipe. After making it, I received Outland Gourmet for cooking every recipe in the Burning Crusade. This means I can stop doing the cooking daily in Outland, as that recipe was the last reward I needed. The fishing daily still has a few things, so I'll continue to do that. The next zone I chose to do is Howling Fjord, the second area players can start when going to Northrend. It's a beautiful lush zone with mountains and fortresses. It follows the story of learning about the reawakened Valkyr, who are basically Vikings. As you can see, I've already found all the rares, they're considerably easier to find compared to Outlands. I decided to do the raid in Araxmas. After killing the end boss, I received a bunch of achievements, but mainly Glory of the Raider, for unlocking every achievement inside the raid. These were all easily done by just one-shotting all the bosses. An achievement that can be done here in Howling Fjord is called Friend or Foul. It's a random achievement that tasks you with killing 15 turkeys in 3 minutes. There's plenty around here, so very easy to do. I ran through Utegard Pinnacle, a dungeon in Howling Fjord. We will have to do this one daily as it has a mount drop on one of the bosses, which we didn't get this run. However, I did reach Exalted with the Alliance Vanguard, also showing that I have now reached Exalted with 25 factions. I finished the Howling Fjord storyline, so I decided to check for rares in all areas as I low-key enjoy hunting them. I found almost every single one except the rares that are sought after for hunter pets and mounts, aka the popular ones. I have a total of 6 rares left to kill. So far they've been much easier than Outlands, purely because they all only have 1 transmog each, and I think less of a respawn timer. However, unlike Outlands, there's one rare that drops a mount, who I believe is going to cause major issues. I also showed love to different critters around Northrend, as well as fished in every type of school Wrath has to offer. On a new day, I was able to find Viragosa, giving me the Frostbitten achievement for killing every rare in Northrend. She's a rare that has the same respawn timer as one of the rares that drops a mount, so killing her when she respawns, it has a 10% chance of respawning as a Time Lost Drake, which drops a mount. So I'd have to keep killing her until the Time Lost eventually spawns, who then has a 100% drop chance of dropping the mount. The next zone to do is Grizzly Hills, another beautiful grassy area. The area itself is quite small and has lots of mini storylines going on, none really worth mentioning. Whilst questing, I started the secret quest chain by finding this Murloc on an iceberg. The quest chain has you going back and forth between zones, fighting a battle pet trainer, and then killing a level 80 elite. After doing everything, I was given a battle pet as a reward. The next zone to move on to is Zoldrak. The Drakari ice trolls are here and they've decided to sacrifice their gods to fight off the Scourge, the Lich King's army. Because of this, they've gone completely crazy, so here we work with the Argent Dawn to restore order. Nothing of note happened whilst questing here, but I am now done, so it's time to move on to the next area, which is the Storm Peaks. The area is horrendous to navigate with it being in the mountains. The Titans used to live here, but with them gone, the Storm Giants have moved in. The zone is heavily lore focused, learning about the Titans and ancient relics. There's an achievement in this zone called Minesweeper. You have to run around in a landmine field and get hit by 10 mines consecutively. It's like the game wants me to die or something. Questing eventually took me to meet Forum, the god of thunder. I do love when you meet characters that relate to other entities in real life. He tasked me to talk to King Jochum, who unlocks the Sons of Hodir faction. Forum wanted to kill Loken, his brother, as he had killed his wife Sif and made his people betray him. However, Forum got completely smoked and lost the fight, marking the end of the Story Peaks storyline. Loken himself is a dungeon boss that I decided to do to finish off that storyline. It was obviously no match for me, giving me a bunch of achievements, as well as justly rewarded for making 30,000 gold from quests. I'm going to mark the end of the video here. Next video we have one zone left to finish in regards to the story, which is Icecrown, where the Lich King himself resides. Then we can move on to completing every zone to 100%. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.